amigos, Ramen coming at ya. Sega, the company known for making iconic gaming characters. Sonic, Knights, and Billy Hatcher. Remember him? Cause Sega sure doesn't.
That's no good.
What if I told you Sega made a game so rare that you would think it wasn't a real game? This game was made to tie in a beloved anime show loved by many people. That game in question was Astro Boy 2004 for the PS2. The Astro Boy character was created by Osamu Tezuka. Astro Boy was a story about a boy robot learning what it means to be human. The show explores themes of prejudice, discrimination, war, peace, hope, and responsibility. But most importantly, the show teaches family and belonging. And these central themes were all taught through the eyes of Astro Boy himself. This innocent yet powerful robot. We had many anime shows and iterations of Astro Boy through the years, whether it be the 1963 series, the 1980 series, the 2009 film that some say sucked, but I still love it.
I got machine guns in my butt.
But the Astro Boy show that I grew up on was the 2003 series, which kept all the central themes of Astro Boy, but modernized it for a new audience. When you looked at this show, it feels like an experience. Genuinely feels like something you would watch in a cinematic movie theater. This show stuck with me as a kid, and after rewatching the show again, I was reminded of how great the game was. The Astro Boy 2004 game was made to tie in the anime. Sega was actually tasked to make two Astro Boy games, Astro Boy Omega Factor for the GBA, which is a side-scrolling video game. But the coolest thing about this game is not only the sprite work, but the amazing music. The 2004 game, also made by Sega, retold the story of Astro Boy. The only difference is that it was a more open world game where you felt like Astro Boy flying in the sky, powers and all. The 2004 game meant so much to me when I was young, but does this game hold up after so many years? And does it still capture the essence of the 2003 show? Well, ready your arm cannon and put on your red rocket boots, cause we're gonna explore what makes the Astro Boy 2004 game so special.
In the year 2000, a brilliant scientist created the ultimate machine. A thinking, feeling robot with the power to save the world. Now, Earth's only hope against evil is a little boy with superpowers and the soul of a hero.
I don't think so!
Toonami presents the most legendary anime series of all time, Reborn, Osamu Tezuka's Astro Boy, premiering Monday, March 8th at 5. Boys don't cry.
Astro Boy 2004 is an open-world action-adventure game where you play as none other than the robot boy in red boots himself, Astro. The game takes what we love about the show and turns it into a 3D adventure where you can fly, run, shoot, and feel like Astro himself. The visuals have this early 2000s PS2 style look to it. There's bold outlines, chunky geometry, and colors that lean into the anime aesthetic. This game's visuals feel like a living episode of the 2003 show, and how a game based on an anime should look and feel like. Astro Boy 2003 takes those key moments and epic fights from the 2003 show to construct its own narrative. Now, the game doesn't recreate every scene from the anime one-to-one. It does change some things around, like Shadow being more of a main villain than Tenma. There's fight locations that are different, encounters. For instance, the fight with Pluto happened in this random mountainside in the anime, while in the game it takes place in a location called Off-World Facility. This goes for every boss fight and encounter in this game. You go from set piece to set piece as you learn more about Astro and the threats he has to face. From Astro being born to the final fight with Blue Knight, the game takes all 50 episodes of the 2003 anime and condenses it into 9 amazing acts. Unfortunately, not every arc and episode is included in this, like the Robot Circus episode or the final darkest act of the anime, the Humans vs. Robot arc. It is here, but it is changed around, as I don't think the developers wanted to include Robotonia, but it would have been a nice inclusion in the game, just because I love this arc so much. But I understand why this arc had to be changed around for the game. Even with certain cuts, the game does maintain a nice overall story structure without confusing the player, and that's what matters when adapting an anime into a video game. Now, when you first start the game, you'll get this opening cutscene from the anime of Dr. O'Shea bringing Astro back to life, after of course Tenma shuts him down. After this, we cut to the Ministry of Science. After some back and forth with Nora, who teaches you the basic controls of the game, you go outside in robots built by Tenma. I hope they're built by Tenma and not O'Shea, because it would have been insane to throw a robot child off a building to see if he can fly. What are you up to, O'Shea? No, these robots are from Tenma. After learning about that, you're tossed off the building by one of the robots, where you get your first power, rocket feet, allowing you to fly all over Metro City, and from there, your adventure begins. Flying through Metro City is very fun. If there's one thing Sega got right, was the flying for Astro. It sort of reminded me of Knights, you know, that other IP Sega made. Why make that comparison? Well, like Knights, you have to go through these yellow rings, which give you a small boost at times. These rings are all over Metro City. There's rings for different hub areas, like your house, or the locations you have to travel through to get to an objective. This game has a lot of rings. And I know what you're thinking. Does this game feel like Superman 64? Going through all those rings? Yes, it does. So much. Going through all those rings. It's giving me flashbacks. But unlike Superman 64, the flying controls feel amazing. You really do feel like Astro Boy while you're flying through this giant, bustling metropolis. While I was playing this game, I forgot there was an objective and goofed around jumping off tall buildings, going on blimps and trying to kill myself, and just flying. The flying mechanic for this game is some of the best I've ever seen in any video game. How you gain new abilities in this game is more challenging. You get a new ability by fighting a boss, in which there are 9, with Atlas being a boss you fight twice. The first boss you face is Magnemite. You will gain 2 powers, Supersonic Hearing, which is not used in the game, and Spin Attack. The Spin Attack is your best option to defeat any boss in this game, as you can lock on and spam that button until it runs out, or until you get your arm cannon. The Spin Attack will save you in this game, and I figured this out during the Pluto fight, while I was dying a lot, like 10 times mind you. I haven't played this game since I was 15, so figuring that out now, at my age, is kind of awesome. When you fight Magnemite, all you do is destroy his tentacles with your spin attack, or punching them until he appears, so you can fight him face to face. After you defeat Magnemite and save O'Shea, Astro carries Magnemite so he can release all the stored up energy, and we get a nice exchange between him and Astro.
Alright, give me your energy!
Thank you for affording all that news. I will be fine.
Next time you need help, just give me a shout.
This scene is pretty much like the anime. While not one-to-one, there's still an emotional impact there. Most of the boss battles you face in this game aren't inherently evil like Tenma or Shadow, who was created by Tenma and is manipulating robots to turn their backs on humans. This game retains Astro's loving nature like the anime. He talks to the robots to understand their problem. I'd say the only character this game gets wrong is Atlas, which I will get back to. Don't worry. There's 9 boss battles in this game. These robots are pulled directly from the anime. Fights like the iconic Astro vs. Pluto fight is here, and it's one of my favorite fights and arcs in the 2003 show. After you battle waves of enemies, you get a very intense fight with Pluto, who is the self-proclaimed world's strongest robot. Like every boss battle in this game, how you defeat Pluto is simple. Spam the homing, attack, and arm cannon. While you can dodge attacks, it's something I most often forgot. But my reason for liking this fight so much is a small piece of dialogue between Astro and Pluto.
Astro, it's too bad. I wanted to learn more about you. Thank you, Astro. I want you to take this.
This cutscene encapsulates one of the most iconic scenes in the anime. Pluto wanting to learn what it means to have a friend, and what it means to be human. Like Astro, Pluto has Kokoro, which allows him to feel and think for himself. His final death is just as impactful here as it is in the anime. the game captures this moment perfectly. After this fight, it's followed by Tenma unlocking Astro's ultimate potential, 1 million horsepower, which makes all of Astro's attacks stronger than before. We also get this flash of all the people who Astro defeated and helped, which symbolizes the idea of growth, which Astro has gained throughout this journey. The other remaining boss battles are as followed: Magnemite, Denku, Atlas, who you fight twice, Venus, the robot leader, Dark Pluto without Kokoro, the Blue Knight, and Shadow's Rocket. What confuses me is the last boss fight, Shadow's Rocket. It's by far the worst fight in this game, because after that fight, the game just weirdly ends. The final fight should have been Blue Knight and the game should have just ended there. Out of the 9 boss battles, there's only 4 I enjoyed: Magnemite, the Blue Knight, Denku, and Pluto. These fights not only have some of the best dialogue in my opinion, these fights are also unique and memorable to me, especially the Blue Knight fight. If you don't know, in the anime, Blue Knight is very complex, rejecting the human race because of the horrible acts they have committed to his fellow robots. His viewpoints in a way align with Shadow in that robots should be free from humans, and that all humans are monsters. While the game does take liberties in condensing the Robotonia arc, as I'm assuming the developers needed to get this game out and couldn't make another open world, the Blue Knight fight still has so much weight behind it. But after I defeated Blue Knight, turns out I didn't beat him, I just stunned his horse, which forced me into another fight where I kept mashing my cannon over and over again. The Blue Knight boss fight is one of the toughest boss fights in this game, and it is impossible to beat on your first try. If there is a person who beat him on their first try, you are better than me. But much like the Pluto fight, we get this amazingly well-written exchange between Blue Knight and Astro, where Blue Knight questions, why does Astro believe in humans so strongly? And Astro says that he trusts them because they care about him.
It appears you draw strength from your trust in humans. But why do you believe in them so strongly? Are you programmed to do so?
No. They're my friends. I trust them because I know they care about me.
Astro, we believe in you.
You can do it, Astro! Astro, you can do it! Astro! We know you can do it, Astro!
This exchange is something that's sort of in the anime, but not like how it's presented here. In the anime, Astro delivers this powerful speech on why humans and robots can coexist with each other. But in the game, we have Astro hearing people cheer for him and believing in him. Because after all, Astro is the bridge between humans and robots. And if there's anyone who can save the world, it's a robot with Kokoro who's half human. Much like some of the best boss fights in this game, this fight has some of the best level design and is overall fun. I mean, you're literally fighting in space. That's like the best setup for any final fight. Now, as I said before, Magnemite's a good entry-level fight for what's to come, and has a good cutscene that complements the story. As for Denku, it may be a little basic, but you're pretty much playing hide-and-go-seek and talking to people until you get your X-ray ability so you can spot Denku, cause they can go invisible. Once you beat them, Astro has this stern talking to him, and he says don't steal cause it's not right. While it's not an emotional back and forth like the previous fights I talked about, I like this because it's kind of a vibe. The music's great, and the fight is overall okay. You have to grab Denku multiple times before the EMP bomb goes off. There's also a timer to remind you that people could die if you don't hurry up and stop the bomb. Remember when I talked briefly about the Atlas fight? There's a reason why it's not my favorite. While the fight itself is good, as you move around, dodge, and homing attack Atlas, it does fall under every other boss fight in this game that I don't like. For one reason. The dialogue exchange. Atlas, much like the Blue Knight himself, is also a very complex character in the anime, with so much nuance. A boy who idolized his father, but much like Astro, felt almost abandoned by him, as his father poured himself into his work like Tenma. In the anime, Atlas is redeemed and his father and him share a beautiful scene together. Atlas had what Pluto and the Blue Knight have: Kokoro, the ability to think for themselves and grow. In the game, Atlas says things like this.
You're the one they call Astro.
Who are you?
I am Atlas. I have come to destroy the puppets of the human race.
No one controls me.
Lies mean nothing to me. I shall destroy you.
Almost every dialogue exchange seems right on the money, but it's missing something. That has nothing to do with Greg Sipes. He kills it as Atlas in the anime and in the game. If I didn't watch the anime, I would think Atlas was a generic villain, and that's my issue. In the anime, Atlas treats Astro at first like a threat, until he learns him and Astro have a lot in common. Not only being made by Tenma, but also knowing what it feels like to put trust into someone only for them to abandon you. In a way, as Atlas says, they're pretty much like brothers. As I said before, in the game, the fight's really good. I'm talking on par with every fight in this game. But in terms of emotional weight and drawing me in, it lacks that. The second boss fight is even worse. He has a much better arm. I mean, that's cool, I guess. Even the dialogue for the final fight sucks.
Did you miss me, Astro? My right arm is back, better than ever!
Come on. This would be the time to establish a relationship with Astro and Atlas. Instead, you're fighting a bunch of Astro Boy clones until you get to the final fight, where Atlas is slightly more powerful, but will still lose to Astro's arm cannon. Atlas then says, "What do you have that I don't?"
Why can't I win? Our power is equal. What do you have that I don't?
It's stupid cause, as I said before, he has Kokoro, much like you. Atlas's final fight before he returns in the anime is emotional. It has weight to it. It brought me to tears. This one fight couldn't even capture that same feeling. Dialogue matters in games, especially for people just picking up this game because the cover looks cool. You want to give your character something so they don't feel one-dimensional. The developers put effort into Atlas, just not so much on the dialogue. But there's so many other things this game gets right that's worth talking about, like powers, something that makes this game feel very rewarding to earn and use. Power-ups you get in this game are as followed. Rocket boots, which allow you to fly and do a supersonic dash. 1,000 horsepower, which allows you to lift heavy objects. Supersonic hearing, which gives Astro the ability to hear transmissions from O'Shea. This is not something that you can control. It only appears in cutscenes when you're sent on a new mission. X-ray vision, which allows you to see invisible things. I only used this 2 times in the game. This game doesn't give you many reasons to use X-ray mode. Maybe mini games and a few robots here and there. It wasn't something I used often. You also have Astro's iconic Digibeam, which allows you to shoot a small beam from your fingers. The Digibeam personally, I found useful for small robots, but the Digibeam is completely useless in boss fights. I found myself often using the Digibeam in this game by mistake. I used it for Pluto and I got my robot butt killed multiple times. The Digibeam chips a small amount of health, but that's not something if you're playing should use on boss fights either way. You also have the power of analyzation, which allows you to understand different languages. That's not something you can control, but it is used in this game's cutscenes. Or to get character cards. I'll touch on that feature in a bit. You also have 1 million horsepower after you defeat Pluto, giving all of your abilities a small power boost. It enables you to lift bigger and heavier things. But if there's a weapon that has saved my butt in this game countless times, it's the arm cannon, which allows you to shoot a powerful beam from your arm. Once I got the arm cannon, I was mowing down enemies left and right. Boss battles especially became so much easier. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but the developers really made the arm cannon insanely powerful in this game. Which, if you watch the anime, Astro's arm cannon is used in very dire situations, not all the time. And when Astro uses the arm cannon, it is capable of defeating a lot of enemies he comes in contact with. Every time you complete a mission arc in this game, which there are 9, you get either a new ability or more health. The health upgrades are a blessing in disguise because when you're in a boss fight and you look at your health compared to the opponent, you're thinking you're gonna need more health. Like a gamer who needs Gatorade, health is important in this game. Every time you get a power-up, you get a small little cutscene of Astro kinda like gaining the ability for the first time. I found it very cute. I just needed to mention that because I love little moments like this in this game. There's also a few side missions and mini-games. Some range from quizzes, to helping a civilian, or completing ring trials. When you do these missions, you gain cards. There's 85 cards to collect. I only did a handful of these side missions, some are rather tedious, but once you collect them, you can talk to Zoran and view them. Yeah, Zoran's just chilling in this game, collecting what I'm gonna call Astro cards. Now, you can play these minigames and side quests, but they're not optional. Unless you want 100% the game, just note that some cards are rather a pain to get, so look up some guides if you can. Power-ups and boss battles are not nothing if the levels and worlds that accompany them are not good. This game takes a different approach than most linear PS2 games. While the game isn't truly open world like most games, because of how large and grand the game feels, with its large areas, free flight movement, and mission-based progression, people often confuse what genre to put this game in. But how I would describe this game is sort of a hybrid between a level select and a semi-open arena fighter. The Astro Boy game has a unique level structure that keeps things from remaining stale. Each arc contains a combat arena, a corridor-style stage, a flight sequence, and a boss fight at the end. There's about 10 main regions in this game, with only 3 regions being Astro's neighborhood, the Ministry of Science, and the shopping mall, being sort of a hub world in a way. The rest of the regions are a volcano, Central City, Eagle Building, Industrial Area, and Metro City. These are places where some boss fights take place, or levels are housed. The levels are semi-open environments that truly sells this game. You can fly in any direction you want, and every mission is based around the show, and goes through each main arc. While this game does have flaws, when it hits an emotional moment in a cutscene, you feel it. Whether you're moving through Metro City, or fighting a bad guy, or just admiring the view from the tallest point in Metro City, there's no denying how open and freeing this game is. The environments are overly detailed to match the show, and gives you this warm feeling. There's also a cool day and night cycle that makes the world feel alive. You haven't lived until you see how Metro City looks at night. There's no better feeling, and there's no doubt how amazing this game is. The Astro Boy 2004 game isn't like every generic anime game on the market. This is a game that not only honors the anime, but makes you feel like you're living it every time you fly. I watched about 50 episodes of the anime before writing this video, because I wanted to understand Astro as a character and his world, and I don't regret it one bit. Astro doesn't just fight the bad guys and call it a day. He understands, talks to them, and tries to feel what they're feeling. He's a robot boy with compassion for humans and robots, and believes the two can coexist. The anime showed me that. Astro Boy is one of my favorite anime characters, period, because regardless of who or what you are, whether it be robot, human, creature, your life has value. The 2004 game made by Sega shares that same message. Maybe a few issues here and there, but the game has the story of Astro and how he became a hero, and it doesn't miss a single beat. This game has heart, and every time I played it, whether it be young or now, I'm amazed how beautiful Astro's journey is from start to finish. Astro is like all of us, a person trying to fit in and make sense of the world, while also learning that humans have the capacity to grow and change. They're not all monsters. That's what the anime shows me, and this game. With that, my name is Ramen. Peace out.